Hello and welcome to the ORCA Pod, the apex predators of Australian Survivor LRG podcasting. I am CK. For those who don't know me, surely you all do. But for those new people to the community that have just played in this season, they're going to be tuning in live and finding out what we're all about. Welcome. Tonight, we will be conducting a fabulous, thank you, Rosie, I am looking sharp, a fantastic live gala draft of you players. We will judge you and select you and determine who we think has the credit, has the ability to win this season and hopefully not cost me money like the last draft I did. Joining me are my usual lovely co-hosts. Let me welcome from Sydney Survivor. She's Christy Bennett's bestie. For those who don't know her, Dani, welcome.
Oh, hi. I'm excited to be here and do my first real coverage of Backyard. I'm very excited.
Yes, you're a bit of a Backyard novice here.
I
Have
am.
you watched many of the Backyard seasons?
One.
Yes. Well, I've watched them all, and that's why I'm the host. And now, bringing me as always is look, for those wondering who's this person I'm about to bring in. Her season is yet to air, but when you do see it, I'm sure you will love her. But you'll love her on the show nonetheless. Welcome, Jules. Welcome.
Hello. Hey, look, I'm not a newbie here. I've covered with you seasons 1, 2, and 3 of Backyard, and we will be covering season 4, just not there yet in the countdown. So I'm not a new. People know who I am.
There's a lot of this cast who are going to be fresh to the community. They barely know who I am.
Probably they've been watching us this whole time.
Well, some of them might have.
Wasn't every single person in Australia watching us?
Every single person.
Let me say, there's a lot of them here. I'm very excited.
They're all here.
They are here, and they are ready to hear us talk about them. It's very exciting.
And I'm going to be honest, like looking at who's in the chat, I'm like, is that going to affect who I'm drafting? Is the first boot going to be in the chat? I don't know. So it's going to be causing mind games.
Yeah, and I'm looking for people to simp me, so I may just pick them. I like that live simping. Them get excited that I drafted them, so I might get affected by that too. I might not make rational judgments. I might make emotive decisions about who I choose. Before that, we have to determine the draft order. I will add the computer screen to the stage as it randomly determines between myself, Jules, and Dani the order of our snake picks. We will randomize. And Jules has the first pick, followed by myself, followed by...
I had first pick last time.
Well, blame destiny. It's what you've got.
There's a lot of pressure on me. But are you ready for me to just give you my first pick?
Let's do it.
I'm going to start with my winner pick.
Oh.
And that is Haley.
Really? Okay.
Yes. You both look shocked at that, but Haley's the winner, I'm telling you right now. The fact that she's not currently in the chat is making me a little nervous. Okay. But I'm just hoping she was unavailable and we'll be watching it later.
She gives me strong ORCA energy. I don't know if I get winner energy.
Okay, so she's 39, so she might be a bit on the older side, but she's relatively fit, so I think it's going to be okay. She is a train controller. I love that.
Of course.
You're going to go for the train thing. You're a train driver.
I know how much work is involved in being a train controller. I do. I see you, Haley. I know how organized you must be, how you must be able to handle many things at once, handle under pressure. She is a mother, and in more ways than one, she's giving mother energy. She's very aware of how 39 is older. I mean, sorry, Mel. I mean, compared to like a lot of these people are sort of.
Didn't I basically call Mel a grandma when she played in Canberra?
You did. You insulted her very badly. You thought she'd be very quickly out because she's older.
You know, she's going to get a super idol. I couldn't control that destiny.
Yeah. Bess, she says that she wants to make as many alliances as possible, but have one core alliance to go to the end. And look, maybe I'm just relating to her a lot. Maybe it's the Kiwi accent, and I'm just coming fresh off Canberra where we had the Kiwi winner. So I don't know, but Haley is winning this season. I'm telling you that right now.
Now, I just want to, for some people in this cast, they've been very popular when they've been revealed on Facebook. And for those who, regularly inhabit Facebook because you're an over 40-year-old or ancient millennial like myself, there's the thing it does now where if there's a certain amount of comments, the AI will summarize the commentary about what's being discussed. I don't know what the critical number is, but it seems like it's about over 25 on this assessment. So this is the wrong person. My apologies. I'm going to find the right person. That was a bit of a stuff up. Sorry about that. Here we go. So Hayley has the comments, and what the Meta AI says about Hayley is, this is summarizing all the love she's getting in the comments. Fans are excited for Hayley's strategic gameplay and physical strength in the upcoming season. Her outgoing personality, athletic background, and large family have drawn admiration. One comment humorously notes her twerking skills, showcasing her fun and unpredictable nature. Overall, viewers anticipate a strong performance from Hayley.
Yeah, see?
I like it.
Skynet's a fan. I now turns to my pick. And look, which pick did you laugh at? Oh, my pick. I don't know which pick. I'm not sure what you mean. Explain that to me, please. Now, I made an error of judgment by picking with my heart and not with my brain.
I struggle with that on this.
Exile King Andrew for the season we've just completed for Canberra season 3. Exile, for those that only watched Backyard, he was the absolute greatest player of all time in the history of Backyard Survivor on season 3. So I could not pick him again, but I knew he wouldn't do well. And frankly, look, I've been standing this woman since I first laid eyes on Melbourne Survivor as a rookie to this whole community. I watched Warrandyte and I loved Calvin, but I also adored Tara, and I can't see her like winning or anything, but I have to go with Tara. I cannot not watch this and not stand Tara the entire time. So
yeah, I didn't think there was a chance of me getting to pick her again.
I'm locking in Tara. Tara also has the Meta AI commentary, which I will bring in, and then I'll add our faces to the thing. Meta says, fans are excited for Tara's return, fondly recalling her intensity and strategic gameplay from Melbourne Survivor. Many are eager to see her dominate Backyard Survivor, with some relieved they're not competing against her, a star in the game strategically, socially, and has to be in the entire community the fastest person to ever complete a slide puzzle. You will be destroyed by Tara if you try and do a slide puzzle against her. So that will be my pick. It now goes to Dani, who will have 2 picks back to back.
Ooh, here we go. All right. I mean, I did so well with my strong women in Canberra, so I'm sticking of that ilk. Although this cast is stacked with women to pick from, it was a very hard task picking between them. But the one that called to me most was Jess. Jess, I like that she seems pretty level-headed. She's a 25-year-old management consultant, physical, likes to be friendly and personable. She also has history with Backyard, being a brother to Zach, and is Matt her dad? Is that what she said? So she has history. She understands what
don't even know who
they look like. I don't know who they are, but I paid attention to that fact. So Jess is my first pick.
And you're going too fast. I've got to do these pick faces. Okay, make your next pick. That's fine. I just want to say about that family. That is a family connection. We love to see these family connections in the community. This isn't the first time we've seen 3 members of the same family in one franchise. Of course, Keegan, the J family, Keegan, Toby, and Emily all have played in Melbourne, notwithstanding all the other seasons they've played in. I think 6 as a total. But referring to the family here, Zach was a major character and factor in Exile. He actually appeared on the Tea Party when we did the coverage, and their father was an absolute weapon of, in the style of John, who we've just been covering on Redemption. So great to see the family tradition continuing seasons 3, 4, and 5 with this family.
All right. Next up, I am going to go with Brisbane local Megan. A similar ilk to game strategy that Hayley has, wants to befriend everybody but have one close personal connection. She seems like a real fighter. She's lost a ton of weight, so it doesn't seem like she's going to be phased too much mentally. She screamed at me through the phone. So Yeah, Megan is my second pick.
Your first pick was Jess, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so now it's coming to my second pick. And I tell a little story with this pick. When I was looking through the cast last night, and I saw Tommy on the list. And I'm like, I know Tommy. I played Drunk Viber with Tommy. I thought he was like 15.
So did I.
Yeah, we were both played in that game. And he passed out. And I was like, man, what a fucking advantage from Tara. She's got Mel, who she knows, and also her mate Tommy. And then it dawned on me that she obviously met Tommy when playing this game. And I spent an entire night with Tommy where he was incredibly drunk. And not once did he mention that he was on this season. I had no idea about this. And I think that just speaks in spades in his ability to actually conceal and play the game. He was playing that Drunk Viber game very well against a number of seasoned veterans. Obviously, he builds a relationship with Tara because they know each other and have remained friends outside of the game back in Melbourne. So he may be very young, and I would normally not pick someone so young, but I've seen this man in action. He was 14. Yeah, I was like, do your parents know where you are, you small child? And
that was a genuine concern. And he's
really
turned
was.
up at a house with random people he just met that night. But,
We were in the middle of nowhere, like Chloe's house, like an hour out of the city. It was danger vibes. Anyway, but we were all friendly, but you don't know that we're all friendly. So anyway, I have a lot of faith in Tommy's ability to outplay his age and to be a pivotal player in this game. They did not know where his They did not know where he was.
Oh, dear. I think from memory, he was gunning for me. He was trying to get me out. So I'm glad he's not on my team for that reason. So it's my pick. And I get two now?
No, one. Then we do the People's Champion.
Okay. So I'm tossing. I've got two that I don't know who I want to pick next. I'm just going to hope that the People's Champ, the wheel doesn't spin up one of these people. I'm going to go with Coach, a.k.a. David, a.k.a. Yee, a.k.a. Aaron, a.k.a. Dave, a.k.a. Gan.
I wrote all those names down too. I was like,
yeah, I've got all of them there.
Nice.
I think this is someone that in Real Survivor, in a 40-odd day game, people would get very annoyed and want him out early. In a 2-day game, not so much of a factor. Watching his video, I fell in love with him through the phone. He taught his daughter how to catch by throwing a ball at her face. I mean, that's, the same as throwing them in the pool.
Fantastic.
His goal is to swim naked with a shark. I really, really like him. I think he's really charming. I think he's going to do well.
I think what's really interesting about Coach is it's clearly a nickname he inherits during the season. Because when he gave his 58 names, not one of them was actually Coach. And I feel that what happens, he goes on this season and everyone thinks he's like Coach Benjamin Wade Coach. And he's like, this is our own Coach. And we're going to start calling you Coach, which at least speaks to his longevity in the game that he picks up a nickname during it. But also, if people are comparing you to Benjamin Wade, you probably aren't going a long way in the game unless there's some sort of god cult built around a impressionable hands.
Well, look, you talked about learning from the draft last time. I picked a lot of people I thought had winner potential, and I ended up with a couple of pre-merge boots and the merge boots. So, this time I'm not necessarily going for all the people I think can win. I'm just going to go for people who I think have longevity, and that is Coach.
Somehow Coach didn't get enough comments to get a meta AI description. That's
criminal.
It's a shock. Yeah. He didn't. So that blame the backyard fans. Don't blame us. Okay. So now we take a pause in the live draft to determine the People's Champion. For those that did not follow our Canberra Survivor coverage, the first time we determined a People's Champion, I will explain it to you. In a moment, we will spin the wheel. Let me bring up the wheel. Here it is. I will need to remove those that have already been picked. That includes Tara. That includes Coach. That includes Jess. That includes Tommy. Who else?
Megan.
Haley. One more.
Megan.
Thank you. So, because there's 3 of us, 5 picks each, One wheel, one pick goes to the people. Whoever this spins up will be the people's champion. If the people's champion can make the finale, the top 5, the final episode, whatever it is that is the last bastion of the show, I will fly to Perth and put on drinks at a bar to $1,000 bar tab for the entire community. And you might go, what are the odds of this happening? Well, it just happened 10 weeks ago. This wheel spun up Eden, and he managed to just scrape into 5th to make it so I need to attend Canberra and put on drinks for the community there of $1,000.
We originally made it final 3 and then changed it to final 5, which was lucky because he got 5th place.
Final 3 is very tough. Who makes final 3? Yeah. That's ridiculous.
Well, 3 people do.
Yeah, well, whatever. It's never going to be me. But look, regardless, we will go for the top 5. Whoever this is, you will be the people's champion. Everyone will cheer you on. It won't just be my pick, Danny's pick, Jules' pick. It'll be the entire community's pick. It's a big honor to wear. Eden did it amazingly. And now we will spin to find out who is the people's
big shoes
champion.
to fill.
Oh.
It's Zoe. I thought it was going to be Takan there for a second. It was Zoe is the people's champion. You two can speak a little bit about Zoe while I apply Eden's
Hang on, Rosie has said those are terrible odds you set yourself up for. Nearly 1 in 3 chance of coughing up $1,000. Do you realize that's what he wants? He wants an excuse.
He wants to fly to Perth.
He wants to do this.
$1,000 on you.
It's a bit.
Like,
it's
I'm surprised
fun.
he didn't say as long as you make the final 15.
No, that's ridiculous. But it's
I
fun.
really like
Let's
Zoe.
talk about Zoe.
She's a really fun vibe. I think she's one of the youngest on the. She's a 19-year-old umpire and retail worker. Very driven, very confident. She likes to be the boss of the court. So I enjoyed the netballness of that of her being an umpire.
I knew you'd like that.
Yeah.
Outgoing, confident, likes to make others laugh. But her flaw is that she gives me real Leah vibes.
Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking.
She screams Leah to me in this life.
They asked her to give 1 sentence and she gave about 8.
Yeah. Well, that's what she said.
Leah is the perfect comparison.
Her flaw is talking too much and oversharing. And when she said that, I was like, oh, bless. That's just
For those new to the community, Leah was a pre-merge boot on Sydney Survivor who's afraid of butterflies, but she's an amazing girl. And let's hope that Zoe can...
Pre-merge she was swap screwed, though, so, you know.
True. Hopefully Zoe can outperform here. Now, I did get feedback from Eden last time we did this. We didn't apply any faces.
Yeah, you need to put something on there.
And then Eden looked at the sheet after the show and thought that none of us picked him, and he was bitter about it. He's like, what are these bitches doing? None of them picked me. So I have a face. I have Eden's face, the former people champion there next to Zoe, the second ever people's champion. There they are together. Let's see how if Eden's skill set can rub off on Zoe. All right, Jules, back to the draft. I told you I was
tossing up between 2.
Yeah, was one of them Zoe?
Almost took away my next option, which is Takan. So I got, stay with me here, I got Sam Green vibes. Now, when I say that, I mean in the sense that I think he is someone that is a natural leader and just can't help it, okay? Like Sam. But I think that's not necessarily a bad thing if he's not overbearing about it. I think people will look to him to lead them. He is young, but, I mean, he's also a doctor. So I think people are going to look to him. He will be, I think, at the head of an alliance, which he will probably be the first one taken out when that alliance crumbles. If it's a strong alliance, then he might make it into the mid-merge, or he might go out early. It's sort of, I'm taking a 50-50 there, but I just really like him.
I think that this is a very sensible pick. I think it's a very boring pick, but I think that he has a lot of winner potential. I can see the Sam Green comparisons. I also see a lot of Todd from Canberra in this player. He's going to be strategic. He's going to hang back. I think he's going to socially connect with people. He's a doctor. He has that ability. He's got like sort of cool nerd vibes, and I think that's what you want in this community, right? Everyone in this community is a nerd, so you want to be the coolest of the nerds, and he's got those vibes with the long hair. Yes, we all stand some long hair, and the glasses and whatnot, the Hawaiian shirt. He's playing up the cool nerd as it being just like a normal nerd like the rest of us. So I feel that this guy has huge winner potential. I think it's an excellent pick.
In the chat, the people are standing that if Eden was straight, that Eden and Zoe would make a cute couple, and then they're calling it the people's couple. I'm here for that. We can write fan fiction.
The people's couple, yes. The people's couple. If only Eden was straight. But he does love women and hate men, so they'll be friends nonetheless. They can be besties. For my next pick, look, this is... I might be being a bit influenced by the chat here, potentially. But, you know, what the hell? You only live once. I've heard a lot of positive things about this person without having met them, even before I saw that they were on the cast. So I feel like this person made a huge impact on a lot of people whenever they've met them, whether it be on this game or in other places in life or in other games that they may have played.
I know exactly where you're going with this.
Non-televised games. So I think I am going to go with the person who actually seems to be the people's champion. Everyone's beloved from this season, beloved newbie, and that's Kath. I'm going with Kath with this pick. Kath has a meta AI, which again I'm assuming is a positive thing. If you give me a second to find it, I've lost that. Just give me 1 second. Sorry. Where's Kath? Here we go. She, I think, may have had the most comments out of anyone in the cast reveal, even more than Tara and Mel. So fans are thrilled to meet Kath, a resilient and competitive contestant on Backyard Survivor. They praise her iconic casting and express enthusiasm for her divide and conquer strategy. Supporters eagerly cheer her on, admiring her strength, social game, and determination to win. She's played orgs. She's played other non-televised games. This is someone who has experience, but won't be seen as someone with this experience. I think she can be threatening, but people won't see her as threatening. And ultimately, that is the sort of player that can be strong to the end if they're able to build strong social bonds. And based on all the things I've heard about Kath, she clearly has that ability. So I am happy to lock in Kath with my pick.
I think that's a great pick. I'm devastated to lose that as a pick.
I went back and forth with Kath. While I haven't met her in person, I have interacted with her in the org community. And the only thing for me is that I think sometimes people who play a lot of orgs can struggle to go to an LRG. That was my only thing to make me not pick her early. But hey, she's probably going to prove me wrong.
My turn?
Yep.
Okay.
2 picks for you, Dani.
Sorry?
You have 2 picks back to back.
Oh, I'm good. I'm very excited. Okay. So my next pick is actually DC.
Yeah, I thought you'd pick him.
Yeah. Well, so I have actually met DC in person. He came and was a vital crew member for Sydney Survivor Season 2. He ran our tribal councils. He is so charismatic, so easy to get along with. I don't think people will see him as a threat until it's too late, unless he just gets swap screwed or something in a certain point. But he's just fabulous.
This is
I met him as well. I was there, and completely agree with everything you got to say. So yeah.
And I mean, he's got something going for him too. He's also played The Summit. He's been on real life TV. He was in the first season of The Summit. So he's got to have something going for him.
This is insider knowledge, because based on this video, I thought he'd be an annoying old guy they're going to vote out. So I didn't have this insider knowledge about what an amazing person DC is. I'm calling rigged on this whole competition. Anyway,
I have one question: why did his hat keep changing in the thing?
That was interesting, wasn't it?
Yeah, 2 hats that went back and forth and back and forth.
There were 3 hats. There were 3 hats.
3 hats.
There was the hat he's wearing right now in this picture. There was an LA baseball cap, and there was a Survivor cap, like a Jeff Prost cap. Is this what is this Disco Cowboy? Is that like his name? Is DC a nickname? Is his name like David Conway, and then he also goes by Disco Cowboy? What's this guy's deal?
This is their initials, I'm pretty sure.
But I've seen a lot of people calling him Disco
just made
Cowboy.
up new initials.
Yeah. Like, are they?
That's with the hats.
You won't get that, Dani, but it's
a reference to season 1.
There was on season 1, Danny, David with a hat and David without a hat, and that's how they were referred
No,
to.
I did. I've seen that. No, I've seen.
Okay.
I saw the start of that season, so I understand that reference. So thank you.
All right.
I get that.
Sorry.
All right, good. Very good.
All right. And
That's-
my
that's
next pick is also another biased pick, just because I stand her. She's an absolute queen. I have to have Mel. Give me
I love
Mel.
how Fico just scrolled up immediately.
Yeah,
It's
give
a
me
little
Mel.
bit criminal that we've gone this far before Mel got picked. So
Give me Mel. Give me Mel. Give me Mel all day.
You just think she's going to get another super idol, or what's going to happen here?
No, I just think she already did so well in Canberra. She knows what she needs to do even better.
yeah, I actually don't have any notes written about Mel just because I don't need to watch her video to know what I need to know about Mel.
The video was
we
actually
we love her.
You didn't watch the video? It was actually really lovely.
Oh, well,
really
I watched it. I just didn't make any notes about it because I already knew everything I needed to know about Mel, and that's that she's an amazing person.
Of the two returnees, I think she has a much greater chance of being known and recognized.
Yes.
I think she's been around the country. She's crewed a lot of these things. Her season was very recent. A lot of people might not have ever watched Warrandyte, or if they started it, they might have stopped after 2 episodes. It's there's a chance. In terms
of the context of this game, sorry, when was this played in terms of the context of filming with others?
I think this was filmed very soon before the Survivor Playing with Fire finale, just based on Tommy's relationship with Tara seemed to be a new relationship. Would you agree with that?
Anyone in the chat, can you tell us when you guys filmed this? But I think I agree that Mel is probably going to be more likely to be well known, but between Tara and Mel, if they are both recognized, Tara is the bigger threat. Just on, if you know who she is, they want her out.
Tara and Mel obviously know each other. You'd have to assume they'll be started on separate tribes.
March 2022.
There you go.
So Canberra 2 had not aired yet, I don't think, or had it?
It hadn't.
March last year, so March 2023.
Yeah.
There you go. So it probably
Canberra very much aired. Yeah.
It would have just aired too.
It would have been March.
It might have just finished because Canberra 2 started on New Year's Eve, the New Year's Day. The first episode came out, so Canberra's still on air when we filmed. There you go. So
there you go.
A good chance that she's
David Cockreeve. That told you his initials, DC.
Yeah, but people also call him Disco Cowboy. So I'm like, is this a double nickname? I don't know. It's cool. Yes, we've got it. Thank you very much. Yes, people. Starting the night of the Canberra merge ep, she was still in the game. She was still clutching that super idol. Look, I feel like that could be more familiar to people than Tara's game, which I think was like in 2018 or something.
And if you're about to play an LRG, you're probably watching whatever LRGs are out there. And if, hey, there's one that's on right now, why don't I watch that? Oh, look, here's someone from that season.
Tara and Mel obviously know each other. You have to assume they're on starting tribes. What element do you think that they would acknowledge that, keep it secret? I wonder how well they did know each other. They probably knew each other reasonably well.
They would have known each other pretty well. I think they would have crewed together before this.
So I think that at least they would have known each other through Maddie. I think that there's a chance. I think that they don't reveal each other. I think they probably try and keep it a bit secret. Ooh,
Tara and Mel had never met in person before this. Okay.
But they probably heard a lot about each other.
They would have known who each other were, definitely.
Absolutely.
Well, Matt C's such a good friend with Mel, and, he was dating Tara, I think, still at that time. So there's obviously like a shared connection. We'll see how that plays out. Very interesting. I've been delaying my pick long enough. I'm going to go with... I think this guy... I'm going with the guy who I think is giving me really strong ORCA vibes. Is that a smart pick? It's not.
Yes.
But, I'm not here to win. I'm here to have fun. I'm going with Jacob. I think Jacob's going to be really fun. I really liked his video where he applied before and didn't get on, and then he's applied again.
And he's adamant he would have been 6th.
I think he's got some cheeky vibes. He would have been 6th on the prize season. I'll take that. I'll take 6th place. maybe not a combined vote. We got more people jumping in. They knew each other but never interacted with each other. There goes from Tara. I think that Jacob's going to play really well. I think he's a chance of standing out as a big target. I think he's going to have the sort of experience that I had in my season, which can be difficult to manage. And it'll be interesting to watch. And that's, I don't think Jacob spent most of his life being seen as like an alpha or like the alpha guy in the crew. Yet so with this group of guys, I think they will look to him in that way a bit. He's about the right age. He looks athletic. He looks cool. He's got cool hair as well. And people tend to look up to that. And if you're not used to that, it can be a very strange experience. This was basically my experience where, I went into this thing never being the alpha or anything, and suddenly everyone's looking at me, and then I went to my head and acted like a dickhead, right? So that's the risk that could happen to Jacob. I hope that doesn't happen to him, but I do think it's a risk. I think he's going to bring fun vibes, but there's a potential it's a short time rather than a long time, but I'll be here for that ride.
Okay. Is it back to me?
Yes, you have 2 picks.
All right, so I am going to go with Kate.
I don't want to influence your picks.
You bitch. That was my next pick.
Yeah.
I don't want to influence your picks, people, but Mark's in the chat, We don't want anyone last being in the chat, so just...
I'm just... I want Kate, thank you.
That's my next pick, bitch.
I want Kate because of 3 words. Gaslight,
Gaslight,
gatekeep,
girl boss.
I love that. I love it. She is an escape room game master and spends her time people watching, not laughing at them, although, come on, that's a lie. Surely, I know that when I'm in an escape room and I'm doing stupid shit, the people are probably laughing at me, but that's all right. But she said that makes her really good at reading people, which I have to agree with. You don't, because when you're getting clues in an escape room, you don't want people to solve it for you. You just need what am I missing? What haven't I picked up on? And I need that little bit. So I think that's good. The fact that she crewed for season 4, I think is actually going to be very beneficial to her.
I made that note too. I was just she's crewed. She's seen.
She knows what's going on. She knows what she can get away with. Because I know that when I played, there were things that I was scared to do certain things because I didn't want to get in trouble with anyone on the crew, where she's going to have no fucks given. So, yeah. I'm feeling really good about that, especially knowing that it took Dani's next pick away from her. That's just icing on the cake.
There's nothing better than sniping someone's pick in a draft. There's no greater pleasure.
Yeah, look, I'm happy I took Oscar from you, so...
Whatever. You also took Bethany from me. I think I had her high. Oh, no, Loz. It was Loz that I had really high that you took. Anyway. But
One
for
of you
my
wasn't
next...
even there. One of you was just virtually sending in the picks through the other
I sent Dani
one.
a list, though.
All right. Your other pick?
Anyway. My next pick, I'm going to go with Luke. Yes.
Well, of the 3 guys left, I think he's the most sensible pick. So
to me, he's gonna have some fun. My biggest obstacle is myself because I'm a moron. I just, I think I love someone who can make fun of themselves. He wants to identify. He doesn't think he's very smart, and he wants to identify the smarter people and get them out. His job is a water meter reader, and I loved his little video of him going around doing all that in the rain. And his whole thing is you don't need to be to win. You don't need to be the best player, just the best of the final 3, which that is spot on. So might be another safe pick, but I think it's a good one.
I've met Luke in real life. I have met him at a Marcus game night with his wife, who he mentioned in his interview. They're a lot of fun.
Is he as dumb as he suggests, or is he giving us a bit of a?
He's just a larrikin. I didn't see him as dumb. He's just a real larrikin. Yeah.
I think this is a great pick, and I'm actually very disappointed to not get Luke. In retrospect, I maybe should have picked him over Jacob, because I think Luke is a larrikin. I think he comes across as non-threatening, whereas I think Jacob is going to come across as threatening. And non-threatening players can make it a long way in the game. I think he was very fun in his video. I I think he can get along with a lot of people. I actually am, no offense, Jacob, but I'm regretting not picking Luke instead of Jacob, to be perfectly frank. So a great pick by you there, Jules.
That concludes my team. And I have a list here of people I wanted to pick in order. I have my top 5. So I am very happy with how this went. You guys suck.
I don't even make a list. I just go on vibes when I'm here at the time.
Oh, look, I'm happy to change the list as I go. And I did sort of, if you hadn't picked Kath, I probably would have picked her a bit sooner than I had her in my list. But my overall list that I came in with, I've got my top 5. So yay me.
Okay, so I'm now choosing who gets picked last, and Dani doesn't even get the blame for picking someone last. So your apologies to which of these two fine gents ends up being the dark horse last pick. But I'll give my reasons of why I'm picking one or the other. Similar sorts of players based on their interview, both sort of self-described introverts, and not necessarily going to have the best ability to make social connections quickly, which is really the most important thing in these games. More than anything, it's about social connections quickly. A lot of introverts, and I'm not saying it's every person, not every introvert, can struggle. They build deep bonds with people, but it takes time. You've really got to throw yourself out there to build a relationship quickly. And half the time, people hate you when you throw yourself out there because it's like, too much. But like in the end of the day, you are building bonds with people. I think, though, that of these two, I have to go with Mark, and it's not because he's in the chat. I absolutely stand Josh O'Brien in season 4. He was absolutely brilliant, and obviously Mark and him are different people in a lot of. They're obviously different people, but they're different people in a lot of ways. But I think Mark will have an understanding of the game. I think he's likely a huge Survivor fan, as are all these people. But he will have an understanding of the backyard game from having watched Josh's experience, and I think he will understand the importance of building those social connections quickly, and will make sure that he does it. I'm not saying Altus won't, but based on my knowledge of Altus, I don't know he's going to be aware of the need to do that as quickly as I feel Mark may.
Also, I really enjoyed when Mark's confessionals. He's just his eyebrows were going at every point, every exclamation point he made. His eyebrows were going. I loved it. I thought it was so expressive.
So that leaves you, Dani, with Altus,
whose therapist classified him as a low. Below average IQ. That was what his therapist described him as. That's what his therapist said to him.
I know, but it's still so mean.
What? That's not something. Why is your therapist telling you got a low IQ? That's my therapist's job.
Reserved but determined, gullible, good secret keeper, not afraid to confront people.
Mel's comment: Mark's eyebrows stretch out by themselves.
Exactly, too. It's fantastic.
And his legs work a real just slam on the Josh O'Brien's leg injury.
Wow.
Slam dunk.
And he says he's not afraid to confront people for weak performances. So God
that's not something to do.
Loses a challenge.
It's not going to go down well.
That never goes down well in Survivor.
Look, I'm happy. You said you got 5 of your top 5. I've got 4 of the 5 that I had top rank. So I'm pretty happy.
Yeah.
I don't even do these.
I think we mentioned at the start, this is a stacked cast.
Stacked.
So I think even, the people that I've got on the bottom of my list, even the people we've drafted last, I think could still do really well in certain circumstances. I don't think there's a straight up that's a dud. It's a good cast.
I think the cast is excellent, and this is going to be really fascinating. Last time we drafted, we knew what the tribe makeup was, and that did inform a bit of the decision making. We did a bit of crystal ball gazing on the way those tribes were going to break down. We have no idea what these tribes are. I could have 5 people on one tribe, and they could be a disaster, and they could all be gone prematurely.
You need those 5 people to form an alliance really quick.
I don't know how good my picks are, but I love the people that I picked, and I'm going to enjoy their ride, whether it costs me the drink element of our dinner or not. I'm already up for the decustation food. If I'm up for the matched wine, so be it. But I'm going to have a wild ride with my crew of Tara. Look, I didn't make a list, but I had a list in my head. I definitely wanted Tara and Tommy, and the rest fell to me. I'm very happy with Kath. I do have the slight regret about Jacob. I'm going to be umming and ahhing about that just over Luke. Not that I don't want Jacob, but I would have liked to have Luke as well. And, Mark may surprise me. Who knows? Could be a real dark horse come out of nowhere. You proved me wrong, Mark. Say I should have picked you first. Let's see it coming. Josh is a big fan of him, and he's been spruiking Mark in his personal chats with me. So I'm at least I've made Josh happy.
We'll have to compare this draft at the end with how we did in Canberra, because in Canberra, the winner was the second person chosen. So have we done that again here? I think that I chose the winner first, but, that's just me. Mel wants to go to Interstates, get free plane tickets. That's a bit of a stretch.
No, you don't. Just do another round Australia trip, Mel. Just time it for that.
Mark,
hey, there he is.
There you go.
Love the ORCA energy, Mark. Prove me wrong.
Yeah, early contender for the ORCA.
We love that. We love that energy. So to speak about what we will be doing in this show, the show will be airing on Sundays. Our usual night for coverage is Wednesday night, tonight. But for the next 2 weeks, we will be, I think, Wednesday next week, yes. And then after that, we will do Thursdays just because of Christmas and New Year's. It means we'll be podcasting on Boxing Day and on the 2nd of January, I believe. And then back to Wednesdays thereafter for the balance of the season. We will be doing interviews with people when they are booted. We're going to be doing something a little bit different this season where I will arrange an interview before our show, record it, and then show it on the live coverage just for something a bit different. And then we will also be doing our live coverage. Love to have you come along in the chat every week and be a part of the conversation. I'm very much looking forward to this season. I saw a comment from Tara on a private message board that I am on with her that you two should get onto by playing that Olga rabbit on about, that every single contestant had a different mic pack, their own mic pack for this season.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah. High level production. We're next level where every contestant's walking around with a mic pack.
Sam.
Yeah,
No,
she's not good at hiding her emotions. I don't know how she's made them.
I want to be there.
I know. I want to meet this bullshit. I do this so I can meet people in the community. Why can't we interview them?
I am following the request of production.
Okay, that's fair. I'll allow it. But no, on the high production value, I mean,
Bullshit
it was season 5. So I think every LRG we've seen gets better every single time. They get a bigger crew. They get more fundraising. They get, so everything gets better. And I think, so we're at season 5. Everyone's got a mic pack. I think we're going to see, I think Backyard, one thing that stands out for me for Backyard amongst everything else, the challenges are always, I think, better than the others. So I think we're going to see that here. We're probably going to see some cool twists and turns. I'm looking forward to this. I think it's going to be a great season.
I am too. I think it's going to be absolutely brilliant. Cannot wait. I cannot wait to see some of these people play. This Sunday night, the premiere, the crew was huge. And Mel will know she's crewed a ton of these things. This Sunday night it premieres, and then we will be back with our coverage on Wednesday night. We look forward to seeing you all live in the chat there. We love seeing your comments. We'll be putting comments up more than we have on this episode. I was just a bit busy doing faces on things and spinning wheels and whatnot.
Yeah, please comment. We're orcas.
More
we
live
need
comments.
Up.
There's another way we might get the community involved that I'm thinking about, but we'll talk about that perhaps next show if we can get that off the ground. But until next Wednesday, we hope everyone has a wonderful week, enjoys the show, and we will see you then.
Bye.